Going to show you what I'm wearing, but welcome to the pre-game. AFC taking on AFC. That's Wrexham AFC taking on AFC Wimbledon, the Dons, the Wombles, taking on the Red Dragons at the Racecourse Ground, North Wales. Yeah, check out the latest hoodie I'm wearing. Have a look at this. Lovely Wrexham hoodie. If you want to know where I got this, just get in contact with the show. Literally, down below, give me a link or email fifascup@gmail.com. I'll let you know where I got this. But right now, let's get straight into this. We've got a few things to get through. First of all, we're going to talk to you about the FA Cup from last weekend very briefly. And that's best for the worldwide Wrexham fans. If you didn't get to see this last weekend, man, oh man, what a fantastic FA Cup game that was against Shrewsbury. A real nail-biter. And I said it was going to be a nail-biter, and it was a nail-biter, and it wasn't settled until the end. We're going to show you that goal right now. But I'll tell you what, Shrewsbury Town can regret some of those misses that they had because they really should have been 2-0 up at half-time, but they didn't put the chances away. And as you know, we did. And Tommy O'Connor, take a look. Here's the goal. Elliot Lee releases. George Evans slides in. Sam Dalby slides off to Tom O'Connor. Bang, deflection. Keeper gets a hand on it. 1-0 in the back of the net. And yes, what a great goal that was at Shrewsbury. Great game as well. Shrewsbury played well, but look at that deflection. So with that 1-0 scoreline, Wrexham now go into the next round against Blackburn Rovers at Ewood Park. And the champions Manchester City will be travelling to Tottenham Hotspur. But Wrexham at Blackburn Rovers, it's going to be a tight one. And I wonder how many Wrexham fans are going to make that trip. One thing I want to say on that goal, though, Sam Dalby, his layoff at the precise time with the greatest of vision in close quarters was the reason why Tommy O'Connor could get that goal off via a deflection, via the fingertips of the goalie too. But it was Sam Dalby that made that space for Tommy to come in and just one-time it. But let's not forget, Elliot Lee out left starts that move, passes the ball over to George Evans. George finds Sam beautifully in space. And as I just said, Sam Dalby assists on a great goal for Wrexham. And next round, it's going to be Blackburn Rovers, as you just saw. That's going to be a tight game. And I wonder how many Wrexham fans are going to go to Ewood Park to take on the Blackburn. It has shades of Coventry from last year, no? It really does. Now, this is the pre-game. It's not the FA Cup game. It's the pre-game. League 2, Wrexham AFC taking on AFC Wimbledon. Have a look at the stats. Not 6 minutes. I'll see you in 3. Okay, guys. As I say, every week, stats tell a story. These stats tell a story. And listen to what I bring you as we go through. It'll tell you exactly how tight this affair may well be. Remember, press pause, have a gander, enjoy. I'll be there after 8 images on screen waiting for you. So press pause and have a look. Slow down your train. But look at Wrexham. Goals over 90 minutes in and goals out. Conceded or scored, in other words. Top scorers, Elliot Lee. I love Elliot Lee. He's fantastic. 13 goals on the season. Paulie Mullin still there with 9 goals, catching up very quickly. Ollie Palmer and Fletcher on 5. And Jimmy Jones, 4 goals on the season. James is having a super season. Super season. Don't forget about him. And looking at shots per match, 7 on target, 6 off target for a total of 13. Wimbledon now, look at the goals scored by 10, goals conceded by 10. Top scorers, Ali Al-Hamadi, the Iraqi, on 13. James Tilley on 7. Omar Bajel on 4. And Josh Davison also on 4. Amani Little on 3. Goals all around. Looking at Wimbledon, though. Shots on target, 620. Shots off target, 608. That's 12 per match, which tells me this is going to be a tight game. Going back to Wrexham now. Most assists, most appearances, most cards. I want to draw your attention to that green figure down below in the middle. 77% win ratio. Only 8% loss ratio. It's got to tell you something, guys. Looking at the defense stats, 0.76 in the first half, 0.88 in the second half. Pretty damn good. Wimbledon, most assists, most appearances, most cards. Well, hey, again, I'm going to draw you down to the stats down below, but go to the add-away column. 38% win ratio on the road. 46% draw ratio on the road. And only a 15% loss ratio. Again, I'm saying this is going to be a tough match. And AFC Wimbledon will be looking to come in to get a win. Defensive stats one more time, 0.76 in the first half. That's scored. And 0.88 in the second half. Moving along now, back up to Wrexham. Current form, take a look at that. That'll give you a whole load of great information. Take a look at that. Draw your attention upstairs. Excellent form, 0.96 points per game. Excellent scoring, 2.08. And average for the defence, the team is rocking. Looking at the possible lineups for Wrexham, that's what you're probably going to see most of. Let's switch it over to Wimbledon. Looking at Wimbledon's lineup, mostly there is what you're probably going to see as well. There's going to be some changes, obviously. Moving along one more time to Wimbledon. Well, look at the form. Look at the last 5. And look at the league standings. Yeah, Wrexham's in 3rd on 49. Wimbledon is in 7th on 39. There's 10 points between the two. And I'll tell you what, it's either going to be 13 or 7 after this game, because I really don't feel that this is going to end in a draw. Let's get back on screen right now. So there's a load of stats that are going to keep you well informed on this game. And the last game as well, I kept you as informed as I could. And big thank you to you. The guys that emailed in, told me where you were in the world, likes the show, subscribes to the show. That's what we need, guys. That's what we need. More people to get into this, because I've got so much to give for the Wrexham cause. The more people that get to see it, the quicker we grow, better things are, yeah? So big thank you to all you guys that emailed in or dropped a comment down below and told me where you were, because we found out we got a lot more countries now on the map. I mean, we're everywhere, man. We're everywhere. We're all around this little blue globe. So let's keep it going. Let's grow the Wrexham family worldwide. Let's get more people into this channel. I'm telling you now, it's fantastic. But those stats would have told you a real big story, yeah? I think this is going to be a really tight game. But before I get into the prediction, I've got something different to show you. Where I live. Now, my question to you before I show you this is, how warm is it where you are in the world? I want to know right now, wherever you are in the world, down below, drop a comment. Email fifascup@gmail.com. But let me know, wherever you are, Wrexham fans in the world, how cold it is or how warm it is. And that applies to you Wimbledon fans too. How warm is it wherever you are in the world? And I should say AFC Wimbledon. And like I say, I'm going to put a link down below of a previous game that Wrexham and AFC Wimbledon had earlier in the season that we covered here. And there's some major points in there too, but it'll also show you my early affiliation to Wimbledon before AFC Wimbledon even existed. It's a great watch. And if you're a Wimbledon fan, I implore you to watch that, because you'll get a lot of fun out there. And there's also some of the things within that video when we predicted who was going to be great this year for the Dons. One of them was Ali Al-Ahmadi, and he's doing absolutely fantastic, the big Iraqi, yeah? So there's a few things you can look into, but there's a great video to watch straight after this one. We'll link it up for you, don't worry. But I'm going to say this much. How warm, how cold is it where you live? Because this is what it's like where I'm living today. And it ain't going to change for quite some time. How warm is it where you are? How cold is it? Watch this. Okay, guys, that's what it looks like where I am right now. It's minus 33 with the wind chill, minus 42. Minus 42. I hope it's warmer where you are, but I'm still getting ready for a big game with Wrexham. Yeah, minus 42. Let me know your weather and how cold it is where you are. Yeah, minus 42. Pretty bloody cold, eh? I tell you, have you ever been that cold? Any of you? Any of you? Have you ever been that cold? I've been colder. I've been up to the Arctic Circle. That's another story. Ice road trucking. If you want to know about that, I got a film ready to go. But I've done the ice road trucking, and I did that for years too. So, something else you learn about this guy. A man with a few strings on his bow. But I'm a master of all the ones I did. Anyway, I'm going to tell you. Let me know, how warm is it? How cold is it where you are? Now, as for the game, I'm going to give you my prediction right now. And then I'm going to give you some news of what I've rustled together about Wrexham and about AFC Wimbledon for your entertainment. But hey, I tell you what. Pretty bloody cold. Pretty bloody cold, I got to tell you. Here's the prediction. Okay, I'm going to read off the board here because I've put a lot of stuff together. But yes, I'm saying that's my prediction. If you disagree, let me know. If you're a Wimbledon fan, you're probably a little irate because, well, I'm just saying that's what I'm seeing happening. I think that you look at the form from both teams, it's going to be very tight. And these games are very tight in League Two, as have been all season. That's why Wrexham is not racing away with the league and yet is still trying to catch Stockport County and staying with Mansfield Town. I tell you what, it's an absolutely tight 4-horse race because let's not forget about Notts County either. Recently in bad form, but don't you worry, they will be coming back. But for the game, here's some stats on the Wrexham going in to the game against AFC Wimbledon. Coming into this game, Wrexham has picked up 12 points from the last 5 games. That's home and away. 2.4 points per game, scoring 10 times in the last 5 games. 10 in 5. That's pretty decent. Winning the last 7 games that they've played at home. There's another big one. Also scored in every home game this season. Watch out, Wimbledon. Wrexham is definitely going to come for you. And that's 13 games at home they've scored in the league. It's likely that Wrexham will score, would you say? I think so, yeah. But last 7 games, 10 goals in the last 5 games. That's pretty decent. Now, looking at AFC Wimbledon, 8 points in the last 5 games, both home and away. That's 1.6 per game. Wrexham was 2.4 per game. They scored 8 times. This is Wimbledon. 8 times in the last 3 games. Currently unbeaten in 2. Now, they're pretty decent on the road. And they're pretty decent on home. And they're 7th in League Two. And you don't really get to 7th in League Two if you're a bum team. So there's a lot of good youth. There's a lot of good experience with Wimbledon. They can hold the ball, play it around, and sometimes they can make the big teams really work for a draw. I don't see a draw on the weekend. I really don't. Wimbledon has failed to score in 2 of the last 5 games, but have scored 8 in the last 5 games. And got to say this much. It's something about the manager. Because the goals haven't been flowing recently per se as they want them to, are they going to add another attacker or are they going to change the system? It's tactics that are going to change for Wimbledon if they're going to get goals on Wrexham at the Racecourse Ground. And in the last 5 matches for AFC Wimbledon, 3 of those has ended with both teams scoring. And in 13 matches, that's 52% of all games, both teams have scored when AFC Wimbledon have been on the match. Let's talk about the women's team. So, talking about the women's team, yes, this Sunday, 2 p.m. at the Rock. The women's team take on Barrytown, and it's definitely a game that Wrexham women need to win. Win this weekend, and top 4 finish is guaranteed. I think they can do better than 4. I think 3rd is definitely where I'm looking for them to finish. Well, you never know. It could happen. Looking at the league standings, though, Cardiff City on top, 25 points. Swansea City have moved into 2nd, as they did a while back, on 19 points. And Wrexham in 3rd on 16, as is the New Saints. So there's the challenger for 3rd and 4th. It's the New Saints. And let's put it this way. The New Saints, definitely a top-line club. No doubt about it. It's going to be a tough finish for the season. But I think what Steve Dale has done with the team all year round, I think they're proving to be quite difficult for the big teams to take out. And once in a while, I see them bringing a surprise. One more note. Steve Dale, coach of the Wrexham women, has said to all the fans in Wrexham area, get to the game. Cheer on the women. We need your support. I leave it up to you guys. I leave it totally up to you. Now, talking and finishing on the game, yes, it's going to be a battle. Yes, get out there, make a lot of noise. I do see a win. I really do. And let's face it, if you've been with this channel for quite some time, and that's a couple of years now with Wrexham and moving on plus, you'll see that when I put the predictions out, I'm pretty close. Yeah? I never blow it. I don't call for the 6-0s and the 10-0s or any silly scores. But when I do call for the scores, I think, as you will have seen in the past, I'm pretty close. And last time out, I called for a 2-1 on the road at Shrewsbury. We win by the 1 goal. That's what I'm saying, pretty close. Anyway, this time around, I'm looking for the 2-1 for Wrexham at home over AFC Wimbledon. It's going to be a barn-burning game, I tell you. Get to it, get there early, make some noise, sing your asses off, get behind the boys for this weekend, because I tell you what, halfway through the season plus, every game at home now is a winner. We've got to get the wins. And should we get the wins, it's going to keep us in the top 3. I don't care about winning the league or coming 2nd. And if we got to finish third, that's good for me, because all I care about, just like you and all the worldwide Wrexham fans, is getting into League One, which is Wrexham's rightful place. That's where Wrexham should be, period. There shouldn't be anywhere else. And all the years in the National League and all the bad days and the sad days and the down days and, you know, the gloomy days in the rearview mirror. And it's amazing how many people hate Wrexham. What do you hate Wrexham for? It's the greatest story in English football right now, especially in Welsh football. I guess it's called jealousy. Pure, straight up jealousy. So I say to the rest of you, be jealous about Wrexham, but the Wrexham fans are enjoying every moment of this season, of last season, the season before, and the season still coming. There's no end to this story because the double R, I'm not talking about Reggie and Ronnie Cray, I'm talking about Rob and Ryan. But the double R are doing us royally. And there's no end to where this club is going to go. And like I've said, look at the face of the club changing weekly. It's absolutely amazing. They've changed the destiny of Wrexham, the town, and also the club in one foul swoop. And the advertisers just don't stop coming. Get ready for the game. It's going to be a fantastic game. I hope you enjoy the stats down below. I hope you enjoy the stories. How bloody cold are you wherever you are in the world? Please like, subscribe, and help the channel, because we're not going anywhere. But you are definitely welcome to come back again and again and keep on telling your mates where to find the best Wrexham show outside of Wrexham. Cheers, guys. Get ready for the game. I can't wait. Cheers.